Welcome to part 2 of our first GVG deck. A Paladin going 4-0 so far. It's going quite strong. Again, as I said at the very end of the previous episode, also, by the way, since this is part 2, if you've missed part 1, you'll be able to find a link to part 1 down in the description below. As I said at the very end of the previous episode, or previous part of the same episode, this is going very well because of the strength of our curve. And a lot of that is due to the strength of the... Ooh. I can't. And a lot of that is due to the strength of some of the cards that are from GVG, including, very specifically, if I was to name drop, Goblin Sapper. So I'm not liking our curve right now. I'm liking it a lot more right now. I did have to throw back the Chew and Yeti, especially when I'm going second. Sometimes I like to keep that Chew and Yeti because you can drop it as a 3-drop and that's so strong. Oh, it's so strong. Okay. So now I'm going to develop a Reinforce and not attack. It looks like next turn is going to be Coin, Chew and Yeti to get it out. Oh, fuck! Wow. That was really bad for me. Okay, so the reason Coin, Chew, and Yeti is okay is because it develops my strongest threat on the board immediately, and I have a Bluegill Warrior and Reinforced turn 4 play to back it up. Fuck. Backstab Deadly Poison would be so devastating right now.
Drink with me, friend.
That's not a backstab. That's kind of close. Alright, I'm gonna need Consecration to tie up this game for us. Because I don't have minions in my hand right now. And also, against a rogue, Noble Sacrifice does, well, diddly fucking squat. Why? Phone. Go crazy. Don't. Sorry. It's Twitter. If you use Twitter, by the way, my name is @RhapsodyPlays. Wink. That was the scummiest shit I've ever done in my life. Okay, so I have precisely 1 5-drop in this deck. I need it. Come on. Not my 5-drop.
Reporting for duty.
Oh, God. Okay, so if I develop the Shattered Sun Cleric, he can kill that. And... no, he can't kill both. Okay.
Cleanse the Sunwell.
I'm throwing away cards right now just to slow down his tempo. This is bad. This is terrible.
I've got a hit.
Oh. Alright, so it's starting to look like Consecration is getting to a point where it will do things.
Are you ready for this?
So as soon as Consecration is actually strong enough, I'm gonna cast it. Because obviously I have 2 in hand, so there's no reason to hold them. If I was holding the Consecration, why am I gonna have 2? Right? There's no point at that point. Letting him trade that plus the dagger. Hopefully he goes with the Harvest Golem rather than the dagger. Of course he's gonna go with the dagger. This is probably gonna be our first loss, if I had to guess. If I had to give an estimation, this is our first loss, right? Because if I play the Emperor Cobra, he's got the Harvest Golem to go into it, plus the Wicked Knife. What do I think was the problem with this? We had so many spells and no minions. Not a good minion in sight. We didn't get any of our good 2-drops, plus the Mad Bomber. Wait, did we not have the Mad Bomber? We didn't have the Mad Bomber. That was the last guy I versed.
Reporting for duty.
So my health pool, fine, right? I need him to get far ahead. And you know what? At this point, I will Equality Consecrate so easily. I need him to play... fuck. 2 more minions. 1 more minion. And I will Equality Consecrate. Just 1 more. That's all I ask. 1 more minion. Attack plus Wicked Knife? Ah, he's playing around Consecration because he's going to use the Dark Iron Dwarf to remove the Silverhand Knight. That's really smart. Right? Please tell me that's what you're doing. I gave you credit, motherfucker. I thought you were a clever man. Alright, what I really want right now is Blessing of Might. Micro Machine. That was basically for dealing 3 damage to a Chew and Yeti, but hopefully it flipped the board enough for me to develop a Micro Machine with safety. Also, I'm misclicking a lot. I'm getting a lot of double clicks when I'm trying to single click, so that's what happened with the instant cast of the Consecration, sorry, the Equality, and also dropping the Micro Machine. So if we get to a point and I make a misclick, I'm sorry, but this mouse is straight from Satan him fucking self. It's horrid. That's a real good card. I'm going to defend against it using the Noble Sacrifice. Oh yeah! Micro Machine. That's really good. Okay, so True Silver Champion will allow me to kill that. Then Noble Sacrifice and Emperor Cobra will allow me, hopefully, into the future to defend my Micro Machine forever. So he can trigger the Noble Sacrifice with his dagger, but it means that Deadly Poison will not allow him to kill the Micro Machine. Sap! Okay. That's a funny one. So, rebuilds his dagger, Deadly Poison. Yep. Tries to make the attack, gets blocked by Noble Sacrifice. If he wants to reveal that from stealth... where are you? Master of Disguise. Yeah, it gives them stealth, not stealth for a turn, right? So if he wants to reveal that from stealth, it's gonna die to either the Emperor Cobra or the True Silver Champion. He's clearly not got a way to deal with the Micro Machine, otherwise he would have by now. The problem I'm encountering right now is that that Wicked Knife will kill my Micro Machine, and he'll only take 2 damage. Which is not enough. Oh, wait a second, is that enough? Oh my god, that's lethal. Didn't I think I was gonna lose this one? I said I was gonna lose this one. Oh, and it didn't turn out that way. That Consecration. It was only a 3-target Consecration, and 2 of them were already in range, and I had to burn an Equality on it as well, but I managed to flip the board state because he didn't have stronger plays backing it up. And, without the draw of that True Silver Champion, at the time I drew that True Silver Champion, which is the second time I can say this in the entire arena, I would have lost that game. Without the True Silver Champion, at that particular point in time, well, we were just straight up square fucked. We're talking round peg in the star hole, buddy.
Uther versus Uther.
Toshka is the paladin. Oh man, this is a curve, this is a curve, this is a curve, this is a curve. Mad Bomber is kind of anti-synergistic, but I'll keep it just in case I want to play around something like he plays something early and then I want to coin the Mad Bomber. So I've got 2 openings. I've got Worgen Infiltrator into Argent protecting the Worgen Infiltrator, which kills something. And I've also got Mad Bomber. So if he made a play on turn 1, I would have played the Mad Bomber. But since he didn't, I play the Worgen Infiltrator.
Shields up. Red alert.
Ooh. Uh-oh.
Not on my watch.
Okay. I don't like it. He doesn't have Consecration, right? But I still don't like that. That 2-2 with Divine Shield is actually really strong. A 2-2-2 with a Divine Shield. And it's a mech. That's really important, because there are a lot of weapons now that synergize with mech. Okay.
What's happening?
So play the Goblin Sapper. And I can either trade or not. If I don't trade, Blessing of Wisdom... Sorry, Blessing of Kings or Hammer of Wrath will kill my Sapper. So I have to. But the thing is, now that I have traded, the Truce of a Champion will kill it. Exactly. Alright. Well, I can develop a Spectral Knight this turn at least. We're not too far away from each other in terms of board value. Not too far. The thing I have to worry about playing a 6 health minion is that if he wants, he can just wait until I flood the board with 2 health minions, say Mad Bomber and Argent Protector, and then, you know, clear them. I have to guess that that's Blessing, right? Sorry, Noble Sacrifice. If I think it's Noble Sacrifice, a simple attack is bad. It all depends on what I think that card is. This plays around 2 versions of what happens. It is Noble Sacrifice. Okay, that's fine. I didn't want to Argent Protect against Noble Sacrifice.
Not on my watch.
Okay. And this means that killing the Spectral Knight is a little bit more difficult because he has to use either both of them or something from the hand and then one of them. So Consecration would be ideal for him in this. But there's really nothing else that I could see that I could have done. So I'm assuming that's the Consecration.
For the Lich King!
No. Oh. Oh, this is really bad for you. You need to use the Truce of a Champion to kill this. You don't know yet, but you need to do that. That's not great for you either, actually. So, Hammer of Wrath? Or... Consecrate! Consecrate is obviously the correct... What am I even fucking doing? Okay. And then... Consecrate. I get my spare part, which is a taunt. Then I make my attack. I make my peace with the fact that Truce of a Champion is going to kill my dude. And I develop a humble little 1/1, which is not a threat whatsoever until I give it the Blessing of Kings next turn. This is really even so far. Really even. I could Hammer of Wrath rather than use the Blessing of Kings, because using the Blessing of Kings puts this up for a 5/5, and then as soon as it's a 5/5, it still dies to the Argent. Sorry, to the Ancient. So yeah, this is correct.
To battle!
And in order to develop something better on the board, hopefully this hits it. Thank you. That was actually the perfect hits. Yeah, in order to develop something better on the board, I wanted to play the Mad Bomber, because next turn, I have a 4, a 4, a 4, a 4. You see in the trend, I've got 8 mana next turn, so I can play 2 4s.
Reporting for duty.
Ooh. Consecration? No. So if I play the Chillwind Yeti, it dies to both of these attacking it, but the Gnomish Inventor survives that as well, so there's no reason to do that instead. No reason not to do that instead, my apologies. But I'll also play the Chillwind Yeti, actually, because if he trades both of them into the Chillwind Yeti, the Gnomish Inventor is actually a really surprisingly good target for the Blessing of Kings, because it goes up to a 6/8. The fact that its health stat is so high makes it actually really worthwhile. I don't know yet what spare part he got, so I have to be very considerate about that. I also don't know if he's going to trade this in and then use a Truce of a Champion. If he uses a Truce of a Champion, I would hazard a guess to say that we're probably going to lose this game. Really? Divine Shield and Taunt. Return him? Okay, so there goes the Time Rewinder. That's the Cog Hammer I was talking about, by the way, being really good. And then the Cog Hammer attacks him. That was an amazing turn. You know what? Well played. Well played.
Well played.
That was a really good turn. I don't actually have a good response to that.
Reporting for duty.
This is my best response. So I'm going to keep him fearing the spare part that he gave me, even though the spare part that he actually did give me is kind of useless. That's kind of what I expected him to do.
Ready for this?
Silver Moon shall not fall.
Removal of those are going to be difficult.
You gotta be kidding me!
Reporting for duty.
I'm going to give the 1/1 taunt. Because it means that he either has to use the Cog Hammer to remove it, which means that in order to attack the Venture Mercenary, he has to use the Venture Mercenary and the Silver Moon Guardian. Which removes the Divine Shield from this guy. That's a rough trade to have made, buddy. I need my my Silver Moon now.
Summoning
Do you
portal.
realize what you just did?
Mistake.
No. I need my my Archmage. My Archmage will clear this board. Can I wait for my Archmage? I don't think I can. Okay, so in order to stop myself from having to wait for my Archmage, I'm gonna play these two. Because if he's smart at all, he's gonna know it's Noble Sacrifice, so therefore he's gonna attack. If he wants to keep a wide board, he would attack with something that's gonna survive. Or not. Whatever.
Get down!
Bop. I also could have played the Cult Master to definitely draw a card. Right, so now to keep himself safe against the Noble Sacrifice, sorry, the Consecration, he attacks with a 2, which was already in range.
For the Lich King!
Ooh, I don't like this. Maybe another Consecration would be good as well. My hope is that he just straight up ignores that. He can remove it, but it will cost him 1, 2, 3. It looks like he's going to remove it. What is this?
They are
Oh my god, are you kidding me? He's getting really good cards out. Okay.
Reporting for duty.
So 1/1 kills that. This is just slowing down the game. I know I could have waited for another 4 damage, although I wasn't going to get the 4 damage from the Blessing of Kings, so I would have had to draw the True Silver Champion, right? But if I draw the True Silver Champion, I'm going to win in the control game anyway. I could have waited for that, but it's too optimistic at this point. So I have 2 cards that I can draw this turn, which is basically going to be the end
The
of the game.
battle!
It's starting to get to the point that I want to develop the Cult Master by himself, but if I do that, I'm certain to lose the game. So I'm hoping that he has no... This is not 1 damage in his hand. That's what I'm hoping. That is the dumbest shit. He wins. I actually don't think there's...
Reporting
What?
for duty.
Consecrate, basically the only draw that would win. Yeah, no, I lose the game. Okay.
Well played. Well played.
The thing is, if at any point I did play the Cult Master there, to draw 1 card or something like that, I would have lost anyway. Because he would have been able to kill the Cult Master and still control the board. The only turn where I got him drastically down was by using Consecration and then the shielded minion, shielded bot, or whatever it's called, plus the Blessing of Kings, which cost me my total of 10 mana, so there's nothing I could have done in that situation. We're constantly getting the Mad Bomber and the Worgen Infiltrator. I think I might have to lower my opinion of the value of having a Worgen Infiltrator and a Mad Bomber in the same deck, because he's really working against us constantly. Greetings.
Well met.
Greetings. Okay. So here's where he plays his Mad Bomber. If he has one. Also, Arcane Missiles or Arcane Explosion are okay.
Put this apple on your head.
Do you not... Oh, wow, no follow-up. Okay.
First kill.
So the reason I'm developing the Micro Machine this turn is because most likely the biggest minion in terms of health he can play is going to be 3 health. Right? Which means that I can coin Hammer of Wrath to kill it, and I can let my Micro Machine grow. Also, if he wants to take the time to kill it, the easiest way to do that is Flame Cannon or Lightning Bolt. There we go. Sorry, Flame Cannon or, That also draws me a card, by the way. Oh, Blessing of Kings will be amazing on this card! Okay. Yeah, the easiest way for him to kill it would have been Frostbolt or Flame Cannon, and both of those cost 2 mana, which means he would have had to float 1 mana, which means that I could have coined the Chillwind Yeti, which I didn't even know I was going to draw it, but I could have coined Mad Bomber into Reinforce, and I would have had a significantly stronger board state than him, and the tempo advantage. Okay. Is there any reason I would want to kill that Oasis? Silence. But if he had a silence, he would have cast it. I'm gonna go with 9 damage straight to the face. I do not think that I can be punished for not killing his Oasis Snapjaw that turn. Vaporize?
Avast me.
If that's not Vaporize, you're going to lose. Oh! Oh no. It could be Counterspell. And if it's Counterspell, I'm probably gonna lose. Yeah, it was Counterspell. Okay, that's fine. Hopefully the amount of things he has to throw at the Micro Machine in order to survive will kill him. This is why the Micro Machine is insane, by the way. This. So I can try and kill him with the Micro Machine, but that's actually not the safe play here. The safe play is to play Chillwind Yeti plus Reinforce and let him trade his Azure Drake and Bloodsail Corsair and Fire Blast into the Micro Machine. Because then I can just overwhelm him with the rest of my board. I can put a Blessing of Kings on my Chillwind Yeti, and it suddenly becomes way stronger than the Micro Machine ever was. Because the Micro Machine, well, has one very fatal flaw. Oh, cool. The fatal flaw of the Micro Machine being that it doesn't have any health. So he can do that attack, and then kill his own dude in order to freeze this. Nothing he can do right now is optimal for him. Yeah, he didn't have a fireball. And the thing is, since the Oasis Snapjaw has so much more health than the Emperor Cobra, he does not want to kill it. Oh, that's brutal. That's really brutal. And just to move that out of range of Fire Blast. Okay, so what do I know now? I know that he doesn't have any other secrets in his deck. So he either has secret in hand or no more secrets. Yeah, he's really got to start top decking cards, and that's why he's going for the Fire Blast on his own Acolyte of Pain.
Well played.
Well played.
There's no way he's killing me with 4 mana this time.
Put it on your tab.
That is why I like the Micro Machine. Because if your opponent, like, there's a lot of 2/2s in the game, right? But your opponent can just ignore them for a while. But the Micro Machine, if your opponent doesn't immediately kill it, or if you can stop your opponent killing it by having a 2/1 out on the field, 1 mana 2/1, then it's insane. 6 and 1. Those were some quick matches, actually. Well, no. Okay, so I was thinking the first part of this episode has been 1 hour long, and there were 4 matches in it, but it also had a 20-minute draft. So that's what's kind of skewed my approach. I'm just looking at the timeline off to the side. This screen just all has, this screen over to this side, just has all of the recording stuff, so it's got a little immediate video feed, so I know if the video feed's gone down. It's got the audio feed, so I know how loud I'm talking, and whether I'm talking too loud, and whether I'm talking way too close to the mic. Exactly. Actually, the thing is, later in the process, I can compress all of the audio, so the loud stuff gets quieter, and the quiet stuff gets louder.
Well met.
Oh, if I was going second, I would be so happy right now. Don't coin anything.
I am
Fucker!
ready.
That Clockwork Gnome is able to kill my dude. So, as a response, I'm gonna play it slow. I'm gonna play the Silverhand Knight. So he had to, like, I'm a paladin. He had to expect that he had to deal with a... Really? You didn't expect it. Okay. So, Bluegill Warrior is okay, because it immediately removes the Knife Juggler, and the Knife Juggler doesn't get to send out any knives, but he would have to cast 3 individual things
Reporting for duty. Reporting for duty.
and have all of them hit the...
Reporting for duty.
Attack the face, 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 don't... Fuck you!
I am sorry. Reporting for duty.
Like... What? I have to Micro Machine. Just to maintain board. And of course he attacked into it because he knows I have Consecration. Right. I can't believe it. I'm actually sickened by that shit. He's gonna win this game, by the way, off the back of that. Bluegill Warrior plus Blessing of Might attack.
Reporting for duty.
Actually, I should have summoned the Mad Bomber. Yeah, he's gonna win the game off the back of that, by the way. Holy shit. That card with a Gnomish Inventor out on the field. Gnomish Inventor, fucking, dude. You know the... Dude, that's his name. YOLO. I'm gonna try and hit the Silverhand Knight twice. Excellent. Unless he can supplement it with 1 damage from his hand, that's basically the same. I don't know, man. I don't know. That was really strong. I need my other Consecration, please. I've got 2 more in the deck. Come on. Come on. You can give me 1. Just the 1. Not a Consecration. And I can't play Noble Sacrifice because he still has a Light's Justice. What makes him trade the most? No, he's got an optimal trade in any fashion. So instead I'll play that, because it's actually the worst card in my hand right now. He has a really good board state. And he's going to be able to keep this Micro Machine alive for a while. That's a problem. Ideally, he trades these two into here and then plays the Light's Justice on this. And then doesn't play anything. Oh, look, he played something. I can't freeze both of them, unfortunately. Because I could freeze a big dude and then play Noble Sacrifice. And that could be good. How can I get back in this? I have to play my strongest dude first. The freeze effect doesn't do anything, does it? You know what? It actually does if I put it on this guy.
Reporting for duty.
So I need to stall until I get Consecration to clear the Micro Machine. This guy's deck is great. Sorry. You have to lean back when you're doing that. This guy's deck is crazy. Face game of Hearthstone.
Reporting for
That's
duty.
my best impression. Not the card I needed. Okay, let's count. Do I lose the video game? He will have 8, 9, 10, 16. I can mitigate a total of 1 of those damage points. So I might as well. I could live on 1 health. Hey! Toto just finished a run. Good work, Toto, on your 7-3. Probably not watching this, but good work regardless. Holy shit!
Get down!
That was a mistake.
Yeah! We have a chance now! All we need to do is draw Noble Sacrifice. Noble Sacrifice? What am I talking about? No, Consecration. We need a Consecration. Consecration won't even clear that. Consecration will clear that though. Consecration, 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 Consecration. Right now, here we go, Consecration. That's... could be a Consecration.
Pass me that Arclight spanner.
Fuck you! Are we dead? Yes, we are... dead?
Don't blink.
Flood the ward. It's time to count. We are exactly dead. If he realizes he has lethal. Exactly dead. He's counting. He knows. He missed lethal. I mean, he's still likely going to kill me, but he did miss lethal.
Reporting for duty.
Come on, Consecration, please. Okay, so that doesn't die to Consecration. So, if I want the Boombot to hit irrelevant targets, I need to make that first. Irrelevant targets is basically my face. Lord. Now, I am going to heal by 5. Oh, of course he gets a Dark Iron Dwarf. Ooh, lucky that was only a 1. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, I can try and stabilize if I get a True Silver Champion, or if I get a Hammer of Wrath, or a Blessing of Kings. But that all requires... well, the Blessing of Kings, at the very least, requires him not using the Dark Iron Dwarf to kill this. Which he should do, right? If you want to avoid my top dicks. Okay, Hammer of Wrath. Alright, he's got... yeah, that's actually too many strong cards. I do not have enough high end to deal with that. That is exactly 12 damage so far. So you attack with the Dark Iron Dwarf first to the face. And hope to draw either 2 damage or 1 more damage, depending on how much damage you already have in your hand.
I've got a hit.
You have lethal!
That That was a mistake.
That's the second time! I feel so bad losing to you right now.
Reporting for duty.
You had
That
lethal.
was a mistake.
Consecration, let's punish him.
First kill.
Victory. Well played.
No, fuck you. Cop Sphinker? You're missing a T there, buddy. Your sphincter is not complete. Alright, 6 and 2. This is suddenly not looking as good as it was before, when we were on 4 and 0. I'd be completely fine with 6 and 2 or 7 and 3. Sorry, 6 and 3, 7 and 3, yo. I'm fine with how this is going so far. There is a lot more about the GVG arena meta that I want to learn.
I will fight with honor.
I can only keep the Bluegill Warrior if I think I'm going to be using it as a response. Goblin Sapper is great. I want to keep it. I want to keep the Bluegill Warrior because I want to assure myself a 2-drop. This is so difficult, but I have to do it. Fuck. Because if I mulligan both of those and I just got 2 spells, that's it. I'm fucked. So I have to assume that he has a 2-drop and another 2-drop in hand, and he's going to coin out a 2-drop. Shit. The important thing about that card is that it's not a 2-drop.
Reporting for duty.
So if he wants to develop something this turn, he needs to use the Mana Worm to attack, which means that I can develop the Harvest Golem and kill that.
Someday I'll be just like you.
Okay. This is okay now. Because the Harvest Golem poses a threat to both of them, thanks to the Damage Golem. Sapper is not doing its bonus effect many times, but in fact I've never attacked with its bonus effect active, but it's going okay. Doing its 2-4, it's going okay that way anyway, so I don't mind. Blessing of Kings, Micro Machine.
For a little while, I can't stay clutch.
Oh no, I should have made the attack with the Harvest Golem. Simply for the fact that using Fire Blast on a 2-1 or the Divine Shield is an option. So unless I was afraid of Cone of Cold or Arcane Explosion, or maybe Arcane Missiles, the attack was correct. I developed those two because I wanted to stick to my curve, and that Goblin Sapper and Imp Master both really don't do anything in this situation. And I assumed that he had to use a pop and then a trade to kill it. So ideally, my response to this is play the Venture Code. Don't play anything. Don't play anything with 2 mana. Right, just float that 2 mana. Come on. You know you want to. You know you want to. You just want to leave that mana there. Fuck yes. Alright. Okay. So I'm going to develop a wider board right now. The reason I went with the Imp Master rather than the Goblin Sapper is because right now the Imp Master is... It's basically akin in value, right? It's a 2-4. Yeah, well, it's a 2-5 when you add up the stats of the Imp into it. Big question time. The only way I can kill the Raging Worgen this turn is using Consecration. Is Consecration useful in that situation? I'm going to say yes. Only for the fact that if I didn't do that, my best play would be not killing the Raging Worgen and then letting him trigger Wind Fury and the extra attack off of the Imp Master, which means that no matter what I played, it was going to die to that. So he would be able to 2-for-1 me if I didn't do that. I also have 2 more consecrations in the deck, so therefore they're not as huge in value as they usually would be.
What's happening?
Yeah, that's not gonna be buffed anytime soon, buddy. That's interesting, actually.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
So I can do this to remove the Harvest Golem pretty easily. And then I'm going to develop the Emperor Cobra, because again, it protects against him playing anything really big, and also it means that he wants to use the most value of the Goblin Sapper as he can this turn, because it's going to die next turn. So, Fire Blast goes here, Goblin Sapper goes here, or Flame Strike. He's been holding 2 cards the entire game. 2 of those cards haven't been played. At all. Okay, so he went for that. Really? You are confident that I don't have another Consecration. Right. Here we go. Kill it. Thank you. Thank you very much. So is it big removal that he was holding in hand? Because it's definitely not wide removal. He would have used it by now. There were so many imps on the board and so many Silverhand recruits. So it's not Arcane Missiles and it's probably not Flame Strike, because that probably would have been last turn. Okay, so he's trying to preempt this trade. I hope that I get 1 supplementary damage. Or, I was actually going to say, or the True Silver Champion.
For justice.
Okay, now I'm in a commanding lead in this game. I have lethal on the board for next turn. Exactly. So he needs not to kill my Silverhand recruit. And not play a taunt, and not heal himself. And not kill any of my guys. So, yeah. Basically not gonna happen.
What to do?
He may concede, though, just thinking, oh, 1 life is equal to 0 life. Although, 1 life is not equal to 0 life. 1 life is the last life point that matters. Play another beast, or a minion. You idiot! You're dead now. Was he going for the bamboozle place? Was he assuming that I wouldn't know that I had lethal in hand? Like, I had lethal not in hand, but on board. So it was presented. I flopped it out onto the table and said, look, here's my lethal, it throbs for you. 7 and 2. So I'm assuming off the back of this that since GBG Original is not out, right? The wider set of GBD cards for Constructed is not available yet. Only this arena run. So I'm going to assume that I don't get a GBG pack, which is unfortunate. Because I'd really like to do a GBG pack opening video. I do have 2k gold saved up for it. I want to open about 30, 35, or 40 cards if I can get that. That's a pretty good curve. I'm actually going to keep that. It would be far too optimistic for me to mulligan that for a different curve. Plus, the Worgen Infiltrator is killed by so few things in the Druid deck. At least on turn 1. Coin, Bomber, misses. Coin, Bomber, miss all of them. River Croc. Okay. So what I do against the River Croc is I'm going to play the Silverhand Recruit. He's going to use his hero power to kill the Silverhand Recruit so that I can't trade up. And then I'm going to play the Goblin Sapper. So, as I said, he uses his hero power to kill the Silverhand Recruit. Then he attacks to the face with the River Crocolisk. And then I play the Goblin Sapper on curve. Boop. Oh, look, it's buffed for a limited time only. And then I'm going to be able to kill the River Crocolisk without any issues. Unless he plays a taunt. So it would have to be Iron Fur Grizzly, right? Oh, Mark of the Wild. This man is a wild dude. Need 1 supplementary damage to kill that. You know what, that's enough.
Not on my watch.
First
So he does have his hero power to kill this, but then he's only got a 2 mana drop that he can make, and then I've got strong 5s. So I might be respecting my curve a little much. And I'm respecting my curve a little too much right now, and I'm ending up without value. He's respecting value, right? The amount of things he's killed with his shapeshift. That's value respect. Oh, that is not the play you wanted to make.
You gotta be kidding
This
me.
is my responsibility.
So I'm going to put my strongest foot forward first. I know I could have played the Spectral Knight and then the Venture Mercenary next turn, but having the Venture Mercenary out first means that Druid of the Claw is not a play that he can make. That's a 4/6 taunt.
where shall I strike?
Charge.
How you doing?
Okay. So the only thing that I am super scared of right now is, well, both of them actually. I'm scared of Swipe and I'm scared of Starfall AoE. And both of them are fairly common, so I'm actually probably going to get punished too.
Don't mess with Tusk.
Nope, neither of them. Really. I could use Cult Master to trade off here. That could actually be really valuable. What else have I got? Go for the face for 10 damage. That's stupid. Can redirect damage using Noble Sacrifice. But I would only be able to redirect 1 damage and then the shapeshift. Yeah, it's the most valuable play I can make is using the Cult Master. And then it doesn't matter which trades off in which direction. I obviously want to play the Cult Master first, because then it draws a card. Okay. Whereas if I played the Cult Master second, I might be able to save it with the Noble Sacrifice, but it does miss drawing a card.
It's clobbering time.
My shield for Argus.
I really like that. It said it's clobberin' time, which is the catchphrase of the Thing in the Fantastic Four. Problem with that is it poses a threat to everything. I'm gonna play
For the Lich King.
Spectral that plus
Reporting for duty.
that, because it gives me the biggest chance of moving things into Consecration range. And even if he evades it and doesn't move anything into Consecration range, if he plays something real big... Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, is he gonna hit the wrong enemy now?
Mistake.
Ah, still hit the right enemy, okay.
Get in there and fight, maggot.
Okay, so now my response to that has to be the Gnomish Inventor. I can't let it kill a Chillwind Yeti.
Pass me that Arclight spanner.
Gnomish Inventor with a Blessing of Kings? Because if I do that, it hits that. Not yet.
Reporting for
I think since I hold the Equality in a Consecration, I need him to fill his board. And I don't want him to have a target to trade all of his minions off against. I'm fine with him drawing cards as long as he fills the board. Another card, another card.
Tazdingo. Yes.
Okay. So the fact he traded off tells me he knows. He knows that I have a Consecration, right? You don't... you don't trade a 2-1 off into a 1-1 when it's protected by 2 taunts. Well, actually, maybe you do because of the Ogre Brute. Actually, that's a fair point. He would have done it because of the Ogre Brute. So maybe he doesn't know that I have Consecration in hand. Anyway, getting a good freeze there. The Frost Elemental is rapidly going up in terms of my opinion, and that's not just because I heard Frost Elemental rapidly go up in the opinion of Trump recently. It's rapidly going up in my opinion because you can freeze one and force a trade on a different one, which can be so valuable. See, even if he gets to buff the Sen'jin Shieldmaster out of range of dying to the Frost Elemental and then use a hero power or something like that, Consecration will still clear. Uh-oh. Oh my god, this guy. I drew with the Cult Master and he's still digging down into his deck. That's silenced, I don't like that. I have to do that now. Problem is, if I waited any longer to do that, I would have lost the game. So now my big dude removal is using Blessing of Kings, and then attacking it, which means that I lose to Silence, Big Game Hunter, Naturalize, you know, any Death Touch minion. There's a lot of problems. Was that his third swipe? Now he's doing my trick to me. Empty Mana Crystal. Shuffle it around. Okay, so it looks like the way I have to respond to that is Shielded Minion, and then Shielded Minibot, sorry. Blessing of Kings, and then Blessing of Kings on this guy. Since he said my greetings, I'm actually assuming he has lethal in hand.
Shields up. Red alert.
So I'm going to assume that he has 10 damage currently in hand. Because he made that attack so confidently, and then was like, my greetings. Yeah. I'm greeting you right now. Don't think anything of it. Like, usually... Ah, of course. Luckily, he doesn't know that I have a Shattered Sun Cleric. I could actually flip this board. Hell yeah.
You must cleanse the Sunwell.
Reporting for duty.
Alright, maybe I can flip this board. So he can take 9 damage to the face to remove my strongest creature, and he should definitely do that. Or he could swipe, right? Swipe this dude, and then use the shapeshift to kill the Shattered Sun Cleric because he has another swipe in hand, doesn't he?
What to do?
Do I still have my Truce of a Champion in this deck? Respect to my card. Yeah, I still have the Truce of a Champion buried in there. I also have 1 Blessing of Kings and 1 Consecration left in there. Yeah, that's correct.
What to do?
How much of my high end do I have? I don't really have that much high end. I've got my Archmage left in there. Do I have my Archmage? Yeah, I have my Archmage in there. I've got another Microbot. That's really important. I've got another Argent Protector. How many on my 1-drops do I have in there? Charge.
Time waits for no one.
Well played.
The fact that he needed to take that long in order to count that, tells me that he needs a round of applause, because he's special education at the very least. If you need about 160 seconds to add up 4, 2, 2, and 1 to equal 9, well, let's just say you probably wear a helmet at all times. Alright, let's open this pack. What was the name of that deck? It's gotta be something related to Goblins versus Gnomes, right? Of course, the last pack that we're gonna open of this type betrays us. Anyhow, it's got to be related to Goblins versus Gnomes, so I am going to say Paladin, Uther Lightbringer, Consecration, Blessing, Blessed Consecration, Micro Machine. I'm actually just going to call it Micro Machine because we saw twice there a Micro Machine get way the fuck out of hand. And also, Micro Machine is the name of one of the more exciting cards from the Goblins vs. Gnomes update. Also, if you watch to this point, you've probably realized that this episode is a little out of sync, right? It's released on the wrong day. I just wanted to get the first Goblins vs. Gnomes arena out there as soon as I possibly could. So it's going to be released on the wrong day. You're going to have 3 videos today. Hey! It's also going to be recorded, or it is recorded, way after the arenas you're going to see for the rest of the week. So, yeah, there's not going to be a lot of continuity, which means for a few arenas from now, we're not going to have the Goblins vs. Gnomes. And then after that, I think after episode 139, I think after that, we're going to start going into Goblins vs. Gnomes purely. My name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Hearthstone Arena. We've been playing the first Goblin vs. Gnomes arena. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourself. We played a Paladin. It went really pretty well. Okay, it went 7-3. A few times we lost were but also a few times we won were complete bullshit. The name of the deck is going to be Micro Machine, because it's a fucking insane card, and I'm glad that I justified it in the draft and then picked it up and got to show its true potential. I'll say again, hopefully you've been enjoying yourself. If you have, please click like. It tells me to get my content out to new people. There's also a playlist down in the description if you've missed an episode or if you just want to watch another episode again. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourself again. Fuck, that's the 3rd time I've said it, and we will see you next time.